Hey guys, so I had a little time, so I figured I'd do a video and share some information with you. First off, I wanted to share some of the adhesives I've been using, and the one today is Ghost Bond XL. So Ghost Bond XL you can purchase at Pro Labs. You can also purchase this on my online store, houseofwand.com. I think for across the board, Ghost Bond is a good adhesive. I use the XL because most people want their bonds to last as long as possible, so I don't even mess with the regular formula. I just go for that extra kick. I will do 3 layers. Each one I let cure for about 1 minute. So I'll apply my layer very thinly with like a makeup applicator, or you can do it with a sponge, that like a makeup sponge, and I make sure that I apply it very thinly, and then it'll go on white and it'll start to get transparent. So then I'll apply a second coat and then a third coat, each time waiting a minute. Now I do 4 coats total. So the 4th coat I'll apply and I'll let sit for about 4 to 6 minutes. And then once it's clear and pretty much transparent, I'll tap it, make sure it's not too wet, and then I apply my system. So that's in my previous videos and on my Instagram, Salon Juan, the adhesives I've been using recently, it's probably Ghost Bond XL. So there's that. Second is there's so many different base materials for hair pieces for men. After trying different ones and creating different ones, I've come with 2 that I really like to use and that I recommend to my clients, and that would be a lace unit or a thin skin. So pros and cons of a lace unit. A lace unit they're amazing. Different studios would probably choose different laces for designing them. Hopefully you find someone that uses a really soft, fine lace. I tend to design them after making a mold, which would look like this. And this is just a piece of saran wrap that I place over my client's head and shape out the hairline. And then I cut it, send it into wig makers with the details of how I want my pieces to look. If you're someone who lives far away and you want something but you don't know how to make a mold, or you don't feel capable of doing it, I can make you a piece out of a mold similar to ones that I have. And what I do is I customize them so that along the hairline there's always lace with hair in it, and then right behind that I'll put a poly material so that if you need to cut it down a little bit, it'll still keep its shape. And so it's kind of a no-brainer to, for a one-size-fit-all. The other pro to having poly around the edge is it not only keeps the shape of the system, but it also makes for easy cleanup or easy removal. So here's a system. I have not cut it in yet, so it's about 6 inches of hair that was made from that mold. I put lace in the front hairline with hair tied into it so that it gives a very realistic front hairline. You can comb your hair back, you can have it parted. And then I put the poly a little bit further down, and that's so that you can attach your adhesive or your tape and make for easy cleanup, also keeping the shape of the lace from fraying. I would suggest you buy 2 lace pieces, and the reason for that is, one, if you're cleaning it, removing it, it is delicate, it could rip, and that way you're never, in a situation where you don't have hair ready. Another reason is if you're bonding or even taping, you might want to remove it and clean this later. It's nice to have a piece ready to go. So with the lace piece, one system, I would say you could get 3 to 4 months of use. again, if you have two pieces and you're rotating them, then it's kind of like your shoes. You're not going to wear out your favorite pair of shoes if you're rotating them with other shoes. But if you're wearing them every day, it's going to seem like they wore out a bit quicker, and that's because there's a lot of use. With bonded hair systems, we shower, we sleep, we blow dry, so eventually hair starts to shed, and then you'll wake up one day and you'll decide you need a new piece. So lace is really good. It's more affordable. You could probably get away with having 2 a year if you take care of your stuff right, and if you're a little bit more out there, CrossFit, all that, swimming, maybe 3 to 4 of these a year. The other base material that I use and that I like is thin skins. Thin skins are the most desirable piece out there because they are the most undetectable. Now, the more undetectable the product is, the finer the material, and chances are the more it costs to get made. And that's true with thin skins. If it's a true thin skin, it's so fine, it almost looks as though a thin shed of your skin. Like if you were to get a suntan and you peel it, that thin layer of skin infused with hair is pretty much a thin skin. So when you attach it, it melts into your skin and all you have left is the hair. So the pro to that obviously is undetectable hair system. The con is when you remove it, it falls apart. So you need to apply a new one each time, which means once a month, and for some people every 3 weeks maybe. So you have to be prepared for that. Again, if it's in your budget, they're amazing. You could get stock pieces at a cheaper price, and then, if you fit within the measurements. So here's a thin skin stock piece. The hair is straight. It has a slight wave to it, but it comes curled just to kind of keep it packaged. So after I adhere this, and you can see me doing it on other videos that I've posted on YouTube, or go to Salon Juan on YouTube and on Instagram, and you'll see up close hairlines. So with a piece like this, let's see if I can get my finger under there, and if you can see this, you would see how it just blends in, and then you would cut it, wash, and go about your day. Again, for myself, there's other base materials, but I think the least or the most undetectable pieces are thin skins and lace pieces. I hope I covered the pros and cons of both systems. And then here's the pros and cons of actually wearing hair. Pro is you get versatility with style. For people who feel like they look better with hair, it gives you an option to have any haircut you want. The con is one, the price. Two, it's a prosthetic. You are wearing a hairpiece, and as great as they are, and some clients have no problem with it, they love it, it's part of their look, and they've budgeted into their lives. Other clients, I don't think about that part of it, that it is a prosthetic, that it's not your own hair. And so there has to be some kind of confidence that's behind the person that's wearing as well. And that confidence has to be, I'm doing this for me, and I'm really not too concerned what other people think. I'm afraid that some people can get haunted by the fear of what if someone finds out. And so honesty is the best policy. If you're going to do it, own it. Think of it as like a hair extension, or just something that you're doing fashion-wise. Be lighthearted about it. I think that's the best way. And make sure you find a stylist that's good, because that's the other part of it. It's not just having a great hair system, it's also having a stylist that understands your look and who you are and what you want to accomplish at the end of the day. So keep those things in mind. If you have any questions, or if you would like to order, or if you need help ordering, feel free to email me, or you can leave a comment on this video. If it was helpful, share, like. Um, Again, Instagram is Salon Juan, YouTube Salon Juan Seattle, and you can email me at info@houseofjuan with any questions you have. We can do stock pieces for an amazing price, so look into that, and we'll definitely get back to you. I think I covered it. So again, any questions, hit me up, and I'm more than willing to share.